The Landlady by Roald Dahl. It is originally a short story by Roald Dahl that is considered, I suppose, a horror genre story, but I feel that it's not too scary. It's just a little weird. So I'll leave it up to you as to how scared you get, but in my opinion, it is not too scary, but it's still a really good story. So that's coming up for you soon here in a little while. And then it looks like we will be doing another installment of Merc's Mysteries. So prepare yourselves for that. Should be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Just got here, Mercedes.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably curious why I'm late, I'm guessing.
Just a tad, but
I was here about an hour ago, actually. But unfortunately, the library, the person there today was not the regular person. No names will be named, but I was getting this, the camera we used to record the show, and it was just one thing after another, like, oh, you don't have a reservation, and so no need to really get into it, but,
Oh, well, you're here now.
Yeah, you did a good job filling in. I heard a little bit while I was setting up out in the lobby, so good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a little video for the one story, but the crack thing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Would it not play?
I didn't.
Here, I'll give it a shot. I'm on 2A.
All right.
Let's see if this is wanting to play for us. And it's in the Bighorn Mountains, Wyoming. All right, I hear some. Yeah, we got something.
Football field mysteriously opened up in the earth in Wyoming. A guide from SNS Outfitter and Guides first stumbled upon the crack while hunting in the Bighorn Mountains in early October. Weeks later, the crack has grown to about 50 yards wide. No one saw the earth split open, but the Wyoming Geological Survey said the gash appears to be from groundwater, creating weakness in an unstable hillside. The organization hasn't visited the crack yet, but it says people should avoid approaching it. SNS Outfitter and Guides had an engineer check it out. It said in a Facebook post, apparently a wet spring lubricated across a cap rock, then a small spring on either side caused the bottom to slide out. He estimated 15 to 20 million yards of movement. Obviously, a giant split in the earth is causing some concern, but experts say there is no immediate danger because of the remote location. For Newsy, I'm Katie Link.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. So, kind of interesting timing on it, right after the Halloween weekend.
Yeah, interesting. I think it's a little scary. Good thing no one was there while it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have been like the Hellmouth kind of thing, but looks like it was just some groundwater this time.
Yeah.
But what's this this adaptation? Like, I'm kind of interested in this. I haven't really gotten a chance to look at it.
So it is basically just Roald Dahl's short story, The Landlady, adapted for radio theater. So I went through the story and I picked out lines and stuff like that. So should be interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about a young man that visits a bed and breakfast on a trip that he has taken, and the landlady is a little bit off.
How many characters?
Just two.
Just two?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's two of us.
Yeah.
That's almost perfect.
It is, and it's man and woman, so.
So I'll play the woman. Okay, I'll play the man, I guess, and you're the landlady. So I'm guessing Billy, and then Porter. Porter's the landlady then.
Porter is. Oh, I guess there's three technically.
Okay,
but that
so the
person
sub-character,
only,
one-liner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do a one-liner.
All right. We'll switch that miss to Mister.
Oh, it's Mrs. Porter.
No, it's just like a train station porter.
Okay, because Porter's an actual name, so.
Oh, that is true.
It's kind of like cobbler or Smith or can't think of any other job names. So do we play the sound effects and then go, or that you're gonna add that later?
I will start the sound effects, or at least get them prepared.
Yeah, and I still hear a little bit of ambient. Do we want that during this, or do we want just the stuff you have prepared for this segment?
Well, I'll turn the ambient off in just a moment. Okay.
It's got the train station platform. It looks like. What kind of character am I playing? Is it just an average Joe? Is it? Are they a good guy, a bad guy?
You're a good guy.
Good guy.
A young man. Young
lighthearted, serious. I need my character motivation.
You're just an average kid.
Average kid. Okay.
Yep.
I can just talk like my normal voice pretty much then.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we are in England.
Actually, that's one interesting thing. I was just thinking about this England thing, because I think I was watching a Jeff Dunham special the other night, and he was going around, making fun of a lot of accents when he's going to Scotland, England, and stuff. And I remember it was something like back when people came over and settled the Americas, they spoke British English at the time, obviously. Mm-hmm. And what happened is British English changed in England, but it stayed the same in the Americas. So in a way, we speak like super old English.
Wow.
Like an older form. Of course, it's changed nowadays, but like the roots are actually like an older form of English that took another path.
Well, that's interesting.
So we're more like old-timey speaking types. We don't think of ourselves that way, but...
So in a way, we're more sophisticated.
Yes. Those silly English people, with their changing certain vowels and stuff.
Indeed. Well, how about we get this thing started here?
Yeah, just show me some lines and I will read them.
All right.
Sounds like the train's coming.
Mm-hmm.
The thunderstorms. It's busy as well. Okay, so it's not just an empty platform. All right, so as the character of Billy. Excuse me, miss. Could you tell me if there are any places nearby to get a room?
Well, the Bell and Dragon is fairly close to here, just about a mile down the road. They should have some vacancies.
Thank you. Bed and breakfast, eh? Well, it's not the Bell and Dragon, but it's close enough, I suppose.
Hello. Please come in.
Oh, thank you. I saw the sign outside. I was wondering if I can reserve a room.
It's all made up for you, dear.
How much is it, right? A night?
$56 a night, and that includes breakfast. But if that's too much, I'm willing to adjust the price.
No, the price is fine. I'd love to stay here.
Oh, I knew you would. You can hang your jacket and umbrella right over there.
Do you have any other tenants staying with you?
Nope, just us two. I don't get too many visitors here with the Bell and Dragon just down the way.
I was sure you'd be busy.
Oh, I am. But to tell you the truth, I'm a bit choosy with who I allow to stay here.
Oh, I understand.
However, I'm always prepared for the right guest. Like you.
Oh, well, thank you.
So this here's my floor, and the floor right above is all yours. I'll show you to your room. And here we are. What do you think of it?
Well, I think it's quite charming.
Oh, it sure is, isn't it? You can see the sunrise right through this window. Brightens up the whole room, Mr. Perkins.
It's actually Weaver.
I'm sorry?
My last name, it's Weaver.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Weaver. Well, I've turned down the bed for you, and for when you're ready to rest up.
It's great. Thank you.
I sure am glad you turned up. To tell you the truth, I was starting to get a little worried.
Well, there's no need to worry. I'm here now, and I'm happy to be so.
And I couldn't be more thrilled. I'll leave you now to get settled, but before you head to bed, would you mind doing me a kindness and signing the book in the lobby? It's something I require of all the guests.
Oh, sure. I'll be down once I've unpacked.
Perfect. I'll see you soon.
Let's see here. Name, address, telephone. What's this? Christopher Mulhallard from the Cardiff and Gregory Temple from Bristol. Christopher Mulhallard. Why do I know that name? Christopher Mulhallard, 231 Cathedral Road, Cardiff, Gregory W. Temple, 27 Syracuse Drive, Bristol. Gregory Temple, Christopher Mulholland.
Such a wonderful pair of young men.
They sound awfully familiar.
Do they now? How very curious.
I'm almost positive I've heard those names before. Maybe in the newspaper or something similar. They weren't famous, were they? Perhaps they played a sport of some kind?
No, I don't believe so. But they were very handsome gentlemen. That I can say for sure. Very young and tall and handsome. Almost as handsome as you, Mr. Weaver.
Well, it appears this last entry is just over 2 years old.
Is that so?
Yes, it is. And Christopher Mulhallard was a year before that, so nearly 3 years ago.
Oh, well, time certainly does fly, as they say, Mr. Wilkins.
It's Weaver. W-E-A-V-E-R.
Oh, my apologies, Mr. Weaver. Sometimes my memory slips away from me.
You know the most peculiar thing about those names?
I haven't the slightest idea.
They seem separate in their familiarness, however, oddly connected as well. Almost as if they were famous for the same reason.
Well, that is interesting. But enough of that. Would you join me now for a cup of tea, Mr. Weaver?
You shouldn't have, really.
Oh, it's no trouble at all, Mr. Weaver.
I know it was in the newspapers that I saw those men. It'll come to me in a second. Wait a minute. Christopher Mulhallard. Was he the Eton schoolboy who traveled through the West Country and all of a sudden...
A cream and sugar?
Oh, yes, thank you. But anyway, wasn't he the Eton schoolboy who all of a sudden...
Eton schoolboy? I don't think so. That couldn't be right. My Mr. Mulholland was an undergraduate at Cambridge when he stayed here. Come now, Mr. Weaver. You wouldn't want your tea to get cold before your first sip.
Oh, yes, of course.
Mr. Mulholland loved his tea. Day and night he would drink.
I suppose he left fairly recently.
Left? Oh, no, Mr. Weaver. Mr. Mulholland never left. And neither did Mr. Temple, though they're both still here. How old are you?
I'm 17.
Oh, that's the perfect age. Mr. Mulholland was also 17. He was a bit shorter than you were, however, and you've got far better teeth than he did.
They're not too great.
Mr. Temple was also older than the both of you. He was 28, but I never would have guessed if he hadn't told me himself. He had beautiful skin, almost like a baby's.
I've noticed you have animals. However, I don't believe I've seen either of them move in all the time I've been here with you.
Do you like them? I stuffed them myself.
You've got quite a skill. Must be hard to do something like that.
Oh, not at all. I take pleasure in it. And I stuff all my pets when they pass. Would you like another cup of tea?
I'm fine, thank you.
You did get a chance to sign the book, didn't you?
That I did.
Oh, perfect. Now if I forget what to call you, I can come down and look you up. I still find myself needing to do that with Mr. Mulholland and Mr.
Temple, Gregory Temple. If you don't mind me asking you, are you certain there hasn't been any other tenants except for them in the last 2 or 3 years?
None, Mr. Weaver. Only you. And that is the landlady.
Yes, very interesting.
Interesting indeed.
'Cause it kind of leaves it open, kind of as what will happen. First, I thought maybe the tea would be poisoned, and then I was going to become stuffed.
It could have been. That it's all implied. That's the thing. Is like it's supposed to be a horror story, but not too much to scare you. It's just kind of like, what's really going on?
It's mysterious and like something doesn't add up, and there's more than one thing.
Yeah. Anyways, now seems like the perfect time to cut to a break. So we will return momentarily. Thank you so much for listening
To Gator Attack. Mondays, noon to 1.
Songs on the radio.
Be sure to tune in on Friday mornings at 11 a.m. for the wrap-up with your boy JD.
And your girl Kels.
We'll be playing all the classic and new school hip-hop tracks.
You can listen to us online at ksfsmedia.net/radio.
Be sure to check out our blog on Tumblr, ksfstherapUp.tumblr.com.
And follow us on Twitter at WrapUpKSFSRadio.
Hi everyone, this is La Güerita, a girl from Poland with the Latin spirit.
What's up guys, this is Chewy, a guy from Mexico with a passion for music.
We would like to invite you to listen to our show, Latin Sounds.
A musical journey through Latin America.
Diversity.
Culture.
History.
Música Latina.
Listen to us on Mondays at 10 a.m.
on ksfsmedia.net/radio.
And we're back, everyone. This is Gator Attack. I am Mercedes.
And this is Stephen Crane.
And we just were able to do a read-through of an adaptation of Roald Dahl's The Landlady. What did you think, Stephen?
I liked it a lot. And actually, if there are any viewers, why don't you call in at 415-338-1532 so we can hear your opinion, perhaps.
Yeah, if you would like us to do more things like that, or if you would like us to stop.
Yes, that as well.
Let us know. Yeah, so what do we got going next?
I need to actually do a few things for the other thing I have planned, but I think we should be teasing your investigation. What happened? Let's not do any spoilers, but let's just talk about the generalities of it.
Ooh, yes, my trip to Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about that. Yeah,
It just happened so fast. I mean.
It was pretty crazy, let me tell you. The goblins are real. Let me just lead with that.
Okay.
So yeah, last Monday I was not here because I had to go on a super important case to Zimbabwe.
Yes. So where did you start out there? Just the capital or the surrounding areas? I mean, did you follow the story or just kind of go generally asking people and trying to find the way from there?
So in my research ahead of time, I had read a lot of reports about attacks happening in Bulawayo, so that's where I went. I figured if this is a hot spot, then this is where I need to be. So I went to Bulawayo, and when I landed, admittedly, it was hard to talk to the locals. There was a little bit of a language barrier there, but eventually I found a man, and he was able to tell me a little bit about the goblins. He made me promise not to say anything. I can't even mention his name, to be honest.
Oh, that's fine. He can be anonymous.
Yes, but apparently he had seen a goblin just an hour before I had met him.
Oh, just an hour before.
Yeah, and it seemed like the goblin was plotting, and not a lot of people can see them because they're so small, so they can just get lost in a crowd.
Yeah,
so,
they were hiding in that one person's business where he had a successful business, and then suddenly the business wasn't successful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't just, there's no other way to explain it.
Yeah, there's no other way. There's no other way, honestly. They're very mischievous, and apparently what I have found is that they're driven by wanting money or sex, or just to terrorize people. They just get a kick out of terrorizing victims.
All the carnal pleasures kind of thing, just to cause trouble. So this first interview, that was in that village there, or is that actually a city?
It's a village, yeah.
It's a village, yeah. So that was a sighting you got.
Sighting,
so what
yes.
about the next person you talked to? Where did you stay in the town, or did you travel after that?
I stayed in the town my entire visit.
Okay. So it was all the action was going on in there.
Yes.
Okay, you didn't even
yeah.
have to move anywhere. Great.
Stay out of Bulawayo.
Okay.
So after that, the next day, which surprisingly was still Monday. It seems as though time stops there.
Oh yeah, like Bermuda Triangle kind of thing, like
Yeah.
Goblin Triangle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There was actually a goblin attack in a small market in the town, and so I went there and I was able to see a nyanga, which is it's
a form of one, a variant of like a subset. It's a type of goblin. Or?
Oh no, that's actually a witch doctor. That's what they're called.
Okay.
And they were performing a ceremony there to cleanse the area.
Oh, so the ceremony was attacked itself?
No. There was the attack in the village, and then following the attack, they had summoned the Nyanga to come across the river, and so the Nyanga showed up. It was really interesting to watch this ceremony. It was kind of out of body experience. It felt super spiritual, but I am not allowed to go into detail about the ceremony because the Nyanga explained to me that. If you explain any part of a ceremony after it has happened, then that could lead to more goblins. Actually, it's like a reversal type thing.
But were you able? I know you're a clever reporter, Mercedes. So I know that you would have thought of this. Did you think to record as you were describe it as it's happening? Because then it's no longer in the past tense; it's in the present tense, and then we could actually let the viewers in on that.
I did, and those podcasts are going to be posted up this week.
This week, very good. I mean, I know the translation works could take a while. Like, have you found the right person yet so far?
I haven't, but I'm working on it.
Okay, very good. Like, because I know sometimes it just takes, because there's multiple languages being spoken sometimes, and it's not just like you go to France, everybody speaks French. I mean, like, it's not an easy one. So we have, you go to the ceremony, you one is a sighting. You didn't see the attack, you just heard about the attack?
I just heard about the attack.
Okay.
So I still had not seen a goblin at this point,
Yes.
but wait for it, because I had my own experience
Yes.
with a goblin.
And this was also on Monday, correct?
Yes, also on Monday.
The next day, Monday.
The next day, Monday.
Yes.
So I'm laying in my bed, and I'm thinking this is going to be a really great day. I am determined to see a goblin on this day. And lo and behold, I'm waking up, tired eyes. There's something on top of my blankets. And I think, like, through my tired eyes, I'm like, oh, maybe it's like a cat or something. But then I remember there are no cats in this hotel. I did not bring a cat with me. I have not seen a cat since my stay here. So I open my eyes a little bit wider. It's a goblin.
Goblin.
On top of my blankets.
Now, what can you describe the goblin? Because I've seen conflicting reports of exactly what these goblins look like. I've seen ones that have feathers and wings. I've seen ones that are traditional fantasy type creatures. I mean, what does the actual real life goblin look like, Mercedes? Eyewitness.
So you would think that it's green, but no. It's brown. It's brownish color, and it's small, and it has pointy ears and claws. It's quite terrifying, and it's super small. Like, it is cat-sized.
Okay, that's smaller than I thought, actually. Yeah, I thought it would be like at least does it stand upright? A two-legger or a four-legger?
It's a four-legger.
A hunched.
Yeah,
like,
but
so
I think it could go onto its hind legs.
It's like a raccoon where it hunches up kind of thing.
Yes.
Sometimes. Okay, I can see. So what happened next? Were you wounded, or did it run away? Or?
I threw my blankets aside, and I picked up what I could, and I left. I went straight to the airport and flew home.
Okay.
It was terrifying.
So you weren't able to capture a live goblin for us.
I didn't want to touch it.
I mean, we need the scientific proof. Otherwise, people are going to think we're crazy. They're going to say we're just making up stories about goblins.
They probably would say that, but I know what I saw. And listeners, honestly, be on the lookout, and I would be worried that maybe they would learn how to swim and get over here.
Well, how do you know that it wasn't in your suitcase when you came back, and that you've suddenly introduced this new creature into the North American, ecosystem? I mean, this could be horrible. You have to be very careful about these things.
You know what? That is true. I did not see it after I threw it. and I still have not opened that suitcase.
Do you think you could bring that suitcase in on next Monday? We'll have a look.
Yeah.
Open up live on the show. See if there is, in fact, a goblin in that suitcase.
I think it's the only thing that we should do. I mean, at this point, and then maybe if it's there, you can see it for yourself.
Yeah, we'll have the cameras rolling. We'll be ready to take pictures. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to say on this subject. I mean, it's just.
It's probably going to be life-changing.
Yes. Yes, but very good work on assignment. We'll be looking forward to those reports. Have to get that translation taken care of, and it'll be nice and good. So,
but listeners, be on the lookout. Those podcasts will be posted onto our blog, which is GatorAttack.wordpress.
GatorAttack.wordpress.com.
Yeah, so be on the lookout.
And we also link to the Facebooks. That's like facebook.com/GatorAttack, in case you prefer the Facebook.
Yeah, but check us out and keep an eye out for those podcasts because they are coming. So we're going to go ahead and cut to a break now, but we shall return with another installment of Merc's Mysteries.
Catch you then.
You lock the door behind you, maybe twice. Now you feel safe. You think you've made the right choices to protect yourself. Think again. Because if you're not eating right, if you're not active, or if you smoke, you're putting yourself at risk for disease. Learn to protect yourself from yourself at everydaychoices.org. A message from the American Cancer Society, American Diabetes Association, American Heart Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Richard Roundtree, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. Yes, you heard me right. Men get breast cancer too, and when we do, it can be very hard for us to talk about it and get support because nobody expects a man to have breast cancer. But I know one place to get reliable, timely information about breast cancer. Breastcancer.org. It's a special place on the internet that translates all those big medical words your doctor uses into plain English. It helps you understand what kind of cancer you have and what treatments are out there. It helps you get your head together and make a list of questions for your next doctor's visit. And it gives you all kinds of other good information to guide you and your family through this. Breastcancer.org, the first place to go the minute you find out you have breast cancer.
The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect the views of San Francisco State University, the Beckett Department, KSFS Radio, its management, our mascot, any living being dead or alive, or Jell-O if Jell-O had an opinion.
When you have a stroke, you may not even notice it right away.
I'm wondering if that was talking about Jell-O the food or Jell-O Biafra, the local celebrity. Because he's very opinionated.
I don't believe I am acquainted with this person.
Dead Kennedys, have you heard of them?
No.
He was like the lead singer. It was like a big deal, like in I think the 60s, and they were based out of Oakland. So it's like a Holiday in Cambodia, California Uber Alls. And then these days, he's mostly like a public speaker guy. Like there's a whole controversy back in the day where like his band suddenly said like, oh, he didn't write any of the songs, even though he was like the front man and did everything. And they like stole all his like rights, so he doesn't like get any like the royalties anymore. So, but that's a whole story that could be going into. But anyways, we have some more Mercedes mysteries now. Today we only have one story, so you don't really get to choose which mystery today.
All right.
I just have one prepared. This was one we were going to do in the very first episode, but we ran long in some other bits I remember back then. It was like months ago at this point. So this is called San Paulo Sickness. And give me some panel 2A. Fantastic. So as always, why don't you do a quick introduction for those who aren't familiar with the segment?
Mama always told me there was no place for a woman on the force, and yet here I am with something to prove. I'll put my life on the line every day if it means I could solve the case, but for now, I'll be here in the shadows.
So as usual, you're going to have to talk to Commissioner Gordon to get your case, and as usual, he's not too happy with you.
All right, bring it on.
So you walk into Commissioner Gordon's office. You barely handled that last case.
I'm so sorry, Commissioner.
Really? Have you been drinking? How arrogant are you? Should I give you a little insight? We look bad, the precinct closes. Where are you going to work? Who's going to employ you? I don't know if you even know what side your bread is buttered on. But all I'm asking for is a commitment of 100%.
And I will give that to you on this case.
All right, now get going. I've got you going to San Paulo to investigate some strange species that's in the wilderness there.
All right, I'm ready. Bags packed, ready to roll.
All right, so you're headed to San Paulo. So you arrive in San Paulo, Brazil. And your contact is going to be at the Butantan Institute in San Paulo. So you head there. You're looking for someone named Carlos Jared.
Hello, are you Carlos?
No, but I might be able to point you in the right direction.
All right.
His office is on the second floor, number 232.
All right, thank you.
So you head to Carlos's office. You knock on the door.
Carlos?
It's me, Carlos.
Oh, yes, I'm Merc.
All right, I heard about you. Gordon said you're the one to talk to about this kind of thing. So I need someone to help me out. We're going to go on a little expedition in the forest.
All right.
Okay, so we're looking for a particular frog, okay? But it's very dangerous, so you need to watch my back.
I will. I'm
Because
here
there's
for
poachers, there's snakes, anacondas, there's spiders, there's all sorts of things that we can get us. Also, it's quicksand, you never know.
you. Oh, geez.
So we'll head out there. So you just, I'll bring my car around and we'll go out there. So you follow Carlos, and you're gonna go on this expedition for this this rare frog that you're looking for, that he has some doing research on, very important research that is important for the university, the Bhutan Institute. So you're in the forest.
All right.
Merc, have you seen the frog?
I think so.
Oh, you did? Where'd you see it? Was it over in that grassy patch there, in the clearing? Where'd you spot it?
It just hopped over into that grassy patch.
Okay. So what I want you to do, why don't you grab that stick over there?
All right.
Now I want you to go just hit on the grass. I'm gonna go on the other side, see if it comes out. Because if I go in there in the grass, there's no way I'll be able to find it.
All right.
So you give it a whack,
Whack.
but a snake comes out.
Oh my God.
All right, stay calm. Stay calm. Just keep your distance.
Okay.
It's not a poisonous one,
Oh, thank goodness.
but it's pretty big. It could do some damage.
It's
So
pretty large, yeah.
well, you've got the stick. Maybe you can hit it
All right, I hit it.
square in the head. Not killed, but it slithers away safely. So crisis averted. Okay, that was a close call, but I think it might be. Oh, I think I see it over there. There's one on the tree there. Here, you keep an eye out while I go
Okay.
to this. You never know what'll come up on us. So Jared heads over to the frog. It looks to be probably the frog. It's the colorations that were described. So picks up the frog, takes some notes on it, and sets it down, and you start heading on your way. You've got all the information you need, so
Okay.
far at least. I mean, so you're driving in the car now, heading back to San Paulo. So it was a good expedition, eh, Merc?
Yeah, it feels like a success. I mean, I can't wait to tell the captain.
Yeah, I think I got a mosquito bite there, a little itchy on my arm though.
Oh.
Oh, it's getting worse. It's an intense pain. It's coming up from my arm. I can barely feel my arm now.
Well, do you think that frog was poisonous?
It could be. Here, we'll have to stop. You'll have to drive the rest of the way.
All right.
So you switch out, and now you're driving. So we're trying to get to the city. Carlos is not looking too great on that arm, but you can probably get to the local hospital pretty quickly.
All right. Don't worry, Carlos. We're almost there, I think.
Thank you. We'll get there. So you get to the hospital. They take care of the situation with some anti-venom. But what caused this? I mean, frogs. I mean, he was careful. Frogs. Sometimes they excrete poison, but he was wearing gloves, so that he should be fine.
Maybe he got bitten by something while he was touching the frog. While we were out there, I mean, there was a lot of things that could have done it.
No, he wasn't bitten.
Maybe he grazed something?
You could say that.
Could it be a plant?
Not a plant. It's related to the frog.
Maybe the frog...
But frogs don't bite.
It was just the skin, maybe. Like, maybe his...
Well, he was wearing gloves in this case. So he could... So even... Well, I guess he could still get bitten through some gloves, but...
Did he touch himself after with the gloves on?
he did everything right.
Huh. Maybe the frog squirted something at him?
Well, still, that would just be like a liquid. It would just sit on top unless it was acid or something that would burn through a glove or something.
But it's something to do with the frog.
Yes. How he was clearly poisoned by the frog, I'll tell you. But how was he poisoned by the frog is kind of the mystery now.
Jeez.
That is the question.
Okay. I am drawing a blank here.
So this particular rare species of frog actually has poisonous horns. So he was stabbed in the hand, like on their head, like a unicorn kind of thing. They're very small, and then that caused poisoning to Carlos Jared. And he suffered unpleasant side effects, intense pain radiating up from the arm lasting 5 hours, described by his co-author at Utah State University. It happened to be a less toxic species out of the two new venomous frogs they discovered. So he probably could have died from the other one, but this happened to be the less bad one. The more dangerous variety is capable of killing over 300,000 mice with a sting, or 80 humans worth of venom with its venom.
With just one
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there's snakes I think that are worse than that, but where you're just dead unless they cut your arm off, kind of thing. Like if you're fast enough.
Oh, geez.
But that about is most of our time, so we're gonna have to wrap up on that. And so what do you think about that story?
I thought it was interesting. Wow. I'm happy that we got to find that out. So is that frog only abroad, or is it here?
It's in South America.
Okay, South America.
So you don't have to worry about it in particular. So with that, we're just going to close out a bit with some Kids in America. So be sure to tune in next week, Mondays 12 to 1 on ksfsmedia.net/radio for Gator Tech. This has been Stephen Crane.
And Mercedes Milner. Thank you.
sound and vision. And I will sing, waiting for the gift of sound and vision.